Conservation biology is the scientific study of biodiversity and efforts to protect species, habitat, and ecosystems. The goal of conservation biology is to prevent the extinction of species and the loss of biodiversity. Conservation biology maintains ecosystem services, supports human survival, and preserves natural heritage. This field of study emerged during 1980s through the efforts of several biologists such as Aldo Leopold, Rachel Carson, and E.O. Wilson. The major event in the timeline of conservation biology is the formation of International Union for Conservation of Nature and Earth Summits. Biodiversity crisis refers to the rapid species extinction rate, which is about 100 or 1,000 times higher than the natural extinction rate. The major causes are habitat destruction, climate change, overexploitation of resources, pollution, and invasive species. And there are several different kinds of species that have gone extinct in the recent years. Let's talk about some prominent examples of extinctions. The dodo. Dodo was found in Mauritius, an island in the Indian Ocean. It got extinct in late 1600s. The major causes of its extinction were the habitat destruction because of the colonization by human beings and introduction of non-native species that ate dodo eggs. Extinction of dodo is a symbol of human-induced extinction, and it calls for the need for conservation efforts. Passenger pigeon, that was the native of North America, got extinct in 1914. The last individual, Martha, who died in captivity. The important causes related to the extinction of passenger pigeon are overhunting for food and sport, and deforestation and loss of nesting habitat. The significance of passenger pigeon lies in highlighting the devastating impact of overexploitation and loss of biodiversity. Western black rhinoceros was an inhabitant of sub-Saharan Africa that got extinct in 2011. The major causes were poaching for horn trade and ineffective conservation efforts due to the lack of funding and resources. Extinction of this rhinoceros emphasizes the need for stronger anti-poaching law and community-based conservation. Tasmanian tiger, who was a native of Australia and Tasmania, got extinct in 1936. Major causes for its extinction includes hunting due to perceived threat to livestock and habitat destruction and competition with invasive species of dogs. The extinction of Tasmanian tiger serves as a cautionary tale about human and wildlife conflict. Great auk was a native of North Atlantic Ocean and islands, and it got extinct in 1844. Major reasons for its extinction were overhunting for feathers, meat, and eggs, and habitat loss for human activities. It symbolizes the importance of protecting seabirds and their habitats. Golden toad, who was found in cloud forest of Costa Rica, was last seen in 1989. Climate change severely affected its breeding habitats, and spread of chytrid fungus, which is a deadly pathogen of amphibians. This incident demonstrates how climate change and diseases are emerging as major threats to biodiversity. Conservation biology has a scientific basis for making decisions guided through data and research regarding the conservation of biodiversity. Conservation biology understands that biodiversity is valuable. It has both intrinsic as well as instrumental values. Conservation biology mainly focuses on protecting endangered species and preservation of ecosystems that are the habitats of these species. Conservation strategies includes the creation of in situ conservation sites such as protected areas, national parks, wildlife reserves, for example, Yellowstone National Park. The ex situ conservation strategy includes zoos, botanical gardens, or seed banks. And community-based conservation approach includes engaging the local communities, for example, communities involved in ecotourism in Costa Rica. Protected areas are the attempts made by central agencies for safeguarding biodiversity by preventing exploitation. The categories involved are strict nature reserves, national parks, habitat and species management areas, for example, Great Barrier Reef Marine Park in Australia. Technology has proven to be tremendously helpful in the attempts of conserving different biodiversities. For example, the use of satellite monitoring in tracking deforestation and habitat loss, GPS tracking for studying animal migration, genetic tools that helps in understanding species, their identity and their breeding programs. For example, the use of drone for monitoring poaching activities in Africa has significantly helped in conserving the biodiversity in that area. Here are the example of major conservation policies and organizations that have been making attempts for conserving wildlife and biodiversity. Major challenges in these conservation attempts are limited funding and resources, conflict with human development needs, political and legal hurdles, and climate change impact. For example, the coral bleaching due to the rise in ocean temperature. With the change in climate, we have seen that the coral reef have gradually changed their color, and bleaching involves the loss of its natural color. The coral reefs are now becoming more pale and colorless. But there are several success stories as well. For example, the bald eagle recovery from nearly being considered extinct or an endangered species. Now the bald eagle has been considered to be recovered. Anti-poaching efforts in Africa has significantly helped in the conservation of black rhino. Recovery of fish population in protected area has helped in the marine reserves. Students and society can play a significant role in conservation attempts. Participation in campaigns and educational program raises awareness regarding the loss of biodiversity. Students can also engage in local conservation projects, minimize waste and carbon emission, and support policies and organizations that focus on conservation. To conclude, conservation biology is critical for sustaining life on Earth. It requires collaborative efforts between government, organizations, and individuals. Conservation is humanity caring for the future.